Everything was planned by the state in advance, from our childhood to our adult life. So on the one hand, you had a certain security, but on the other hand, you were stuck and you couldn't develop in different things in a way that you would have liked.
I remember the maps in school, like with the East Germany, the German Democratic Republic, like being really big, and then like the borderland to West Germany being just grey. There weren't no mountains, no rivers, just like grey. The West Germany that I experienced at home in regard to relatives, to the packages that arrived from our relatives in the West, was a candy store. I remember this playground West German car of Uncle Ernst. Just jumping in the car, like exploring all the different buttons and everything, and then looking for candy, for soda and for lemonade underneath the seats. They just left it in the car so we could explore the car and find all the goodies there.
For me, the border symbolizes being locked away, a feeling of being fenced in.
Many people had been shot dead here at the border. Every now and then, someone.
I mean, I knew there were the soldiers and I saw the dogs and I have memories of that, but there wasn't any negative emotion to it. Probably because we were taught in kindergarten already and in school that the soldiers are protecting us, that we had a kind of a positive perspective on them.
They knew our discussions, they knew our arguments about things happening. The older they were, the more you could talk about things with them, which means they knew they were missing something that was coming, in terms of changing the world they lived in.
To me it was a tremendous change then, already before the wall came down in October '89, when Honecker stepped down from power and people were talking bad about him. And I was just wondering, like, why do they talk bad about this father of the Republic and about this very good person? And this kind of made my children's belief in authorities crumble in a way, that from one day to the other, a big authority, some very positive, heroic figure can just be kind of dumped and be regarded as someone like bad and evil, like I think a crack in my child world.
You have to imagine that the situation until these demonstrations within the GDR had been getting worse for years. So for a long time we had thought that something had to be done. It couldn't continue to go on like this in this country. We only had one goal in mind: to organize something here as well. We wanted everywhere to be organized in Republic. We wanted little fires to be starting everywhere. I remember my sister asking me, "Why are you doing this anyway? Why are you engaged in this so much?" And I was answering, "If I don't do it, who is going to do it?" My name is Rüdiger Baumgartel. I live here in Berka on the Werra. Today I want to take part in the discussion. The last days and weeks I often thought about when I saw the pictures on the TV from our embassies in Budapest, Warsaw and Prague, and then from the people in Berlin, Dresden and Leipzig. I thought whether it is not time also in our territory here to work with the problems we have. I often heard from other people, "Don't interfere." Of course, you could exist without taking part in the political life, but still, I started interfering Tuesday of last week in Gerstungen in the church. And so, like many others, since that time, I can look at myself in the mirror in a different way. I can remember at our third event that was in the end of October, somebody cried out in a church from the balcony, "What do you think about the reunification of Germany?" I got frightened and thought, he's already claiming things that I can't imagine to happen. And 14 days later, the border.
can't even find words to describe the feeling when I crossed the border, the one that I could touch but could never cross before. And then you'd open doors and you'd just go through and go to places that you only knew from TV. The places seemed to be very far, as if they were on the moon.
And then to stand there together with the people and also to be able to rip out a piece of the wall with a chisel. It was an overwhelming feeling. It was insanity. You couldn't put it into words.
We got our store back. The state trade organization was gone then. They stopped delivering and we rebuilt our own store again. And my son took it over later. Everything went on like I remembered from my childhood days. It was just like I used to have in my memory.
The first thing we did when the wall fell was take short trips with our kids to neighboring cities, just to have a look, just to buy something small, something colorful, something we hadn't had before. We wanted to discover Germany. We wanted to see places we knew from postcards. We were wild just to discover our Germany.
Today we live in a paradise. We can eat and drink whatever we want because there's always enough there. In the DDR, we didn't have enough food. You were lucky if you had any. By Friday, there would be no more meat at the butcher's. Today, I can go to the butcher's every day.
The university time for my kids after the GDR times was my dream. We collected all the money we had in order for Suzanne to study in the US. These were little wishes and little dreams that came true.
I think what drives me most in exploring the world and getting to know more is curiosity and is the knowing that I just know a tiny part of the world and there's still so much I can see, I can explore, and that's not only true for going abroad, that's also true for the world around me and increasing my knowledge on the people I live with and the people that surround me, the cities I'm living in, to get to know the region, to get to know Germany.